And this is optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new video game version of the NECA Robocop. Now in the past couple years, NECA has released a couple of their figures with really gaudy colors reminiscent of how they looked in their respective video games. We got a Jason from Friday the 13th and a Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. And logically, their next figure they would do would be Robocop. As you can see, really nice packaging here. What I absolutely love about this is that NECA went kind of the extra mile and made this very reminiscent of how the old Nintendo Entertainment System packaging for the video game Robocop looked. All the way down to, well, first off, the image here, and then instead of it saying NES down here, it's NECA, which is terrific. Come around here to the back, and even the actual read-up here is taken directly from the back of the video game packaging. I mean, the original packaging said the future of law enforcement. The entire read-up here, like I said, is the same. Instead of a movie reel of sorts of video gameplay that was on the back of the packaging for the video game, they have images of the actual figure and his accessory. And then it says, NECA brings you arcade realism at home. The original packaging said Data East, which was the company that made the video game, brings you arcade realism at home. And then also Real Toys, which is also here on the top front, it has that right here, which again is an homage to the Data East logo, which has the funky kind of coloring and surrounded by this red box. I mean, absolutely stunning, and really is a wonderful, wonderful package. You also have along the side some wear marks that I don't know how well that's going to come. You can kind of see that on there, much like those old packages actually got. And in a multiple use sort of thing, it actually, oh, you're not going to, oh, you can kind of see it there. That is a hanging tag. Now, that's partially used for retailers to be able to hang it, but the old Nintendo games were protected by this clear vacuum seal stuff that this still has, and those old packages also came with the little hanging tag on here, which I love. I think that's such a great inclusion here. So once you rip this off, because I gotta rip mine off, and ripping that off, it actually opens up and you have a nice image of the figure and the inside here, as well as a little bit of a, well, more of a game look and feel, showing his short range sensor, list of his prime directives, things like that. Absolutely great. And then you come down here and you have the indicators such as the time. That was one thing that I always hated about the game. It was a timed game and you had to complete the missions before the time ran out. I always had a hard time with that in the later boards, but you got his weapon, various functions. In the background here, you can kind of sort of make it out. In the 8-bit graphics kind of background, he's running around in the background of the game. But you also see the figure right there in the really cool paint scheme. This is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really looking forward to this. So I know that this packaging portion for the video went a little bit longer than normal, but I'm really excited about this. So let's get this guy open and see how cool he actually is. All right, guys, so here we have the 8-bit version of Robocop opened up and out of its packaging. And since I couldn't show it off before, this is the background that you get with them. And as you can see, it's very much old school Nintendo. You got a little walkway there, you got the background, you got a little sky scene. So if you wanted to, you can take this out and put this here and kind of have a nice, well, if I get him to stand properly, get a nice little bit of a diorama thing going. His feet are a little angled and they don't want to cooperate with me, but you could get a really cool kind of diorama going with this, and I really dig it. So I like that inclusion. But this figure is without a doubt absolutely gorgeous. The paint on here is really exceptional. Now, zooming in so that you can see it a little bit better, it is a wonderful, wonderful paint job and meant to recreate how Robocop looked during the cutscenes of the game. That's why you get all these weird kind of reflective looks on here. I mean, everything on here just looks really super stunning. I mean, the paint is just spot on and really gorgeous all the way down, even to the feet. I mean, everything on here looks perfect for this character. I like it so much. Even when you look at the face, it has a very cartoon look to it. I mean, when you see the very dark lines on his face and his chin and his mouth and everything, and then the very, well, kind of pale paint that's used on the actual face. But overall, this thing is simply stunning looking. Now, this is just a repaint of the spring holster version that we got recently. Oh, well, I guess it's not that recent. it's a fairly old release now, but it is the absolute best release for this figure. So you still have that in his thigh. First articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you get a nice range of motion with it. Moves forward, back, left, right, up, down, all that stuff. The shoulders just move in and out slightly, but it's accurate to how he looked. I mean, he didn't have a lot of real dramatic poses pulling his arms out, but they go in and out like so. They rotate all the way around. He moves at the elbow and then rotates here at the actual wrist. He's got two crunches, or two joints here in his torso area. He's got a bit of a ball joint here in the actual ab crunch area, and then he rotates at the lower part of the waist. He's got ball joints here at the hip, so you get a nice range of motion with it, and you can see that when you rotate it forward, it kind of like rotates out, but that's not too bad, I don't really think. He bends at the knee, a very nice ratchet joints, and then the ankles have a forward and back, and then you can see that it also moves the piston up and down here, which is simply terrific. So all that articulation is in here so that you can get some really phenomenal poses and things with them. In terms of how good Robocop would be able to pose just in general. But this guy is great looking. Now, for comparison, here he is. And here's the original spring-loaded version, or the spring holster one. So to activate that, what you do, you just come around here to the side, and you got this little button right here on the back of his thigh. You just push it in, and boom, it springs out. Now it also has his gun in there, but when you want to close it, you always want to push the front panel first. Just push that all the way down, and that'll bring the side panel in. If you push it on the side panel, you'll actually dislodge the entire mechanism. So don't use the side panel. Just use the front, push it, it'll all go in nicely. And you can see a very, just gorgeous blue paint on here. I mean, it's definitely a darker blue than the original one. And like I said, it is meant to replicate how he looks in the actual video game, and it nicely does that. So going down here to his holster again, popping that out. His gun's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get to. You gotta get your finger in there, but you pull it out, close this back up, and the gun is pretty much, well, it is the exact same mold as the original gun. You just have a more blue wash on it, which is kind of hard to see. Zoom in a little bit, you can see a little bit of a blue tint in there, whereas the original one is just black, but it is the same gun. Then all you do is come around into the hand, which is, his right hand is perfectly molded to hold the gun, and boom, there you have him holding his iconic handgun, and looking very Robocop-esque. I mean, this is just one of my all-time favorite franchises. I really love what NECA has done with this. This figure is just simply stunning. And actually, I gave him the wrong gun. The color is so close here that, I mean, it's a very subtle blue. Well, now it actually points or stands out a little bit more. But, I mean, the figure is simply terrific and really one of my favorites. And you can see the differences that they have here, and it's a really fun character to kind of play around with. Giving him the video game look and feel is something that really makes me go back and enjoy that time when I played video games like with the old Nintendo system. So I absolutely love what NECA is doing with these video game figures. Now, the 8-bit version of Robocop will be available shortly at places such as Toys R Us. But if you can't wait that long, or if you don't have one kind of local to you, go and click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Big Bad Toy Store where you can pre-order this guy and secure yours so that you don't miss out on getting this terrific representation of an absolutely iconic look for this character. But beyond that, that's about it, guys. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been optibotimus. Keep in touch with me. Find out recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews all at facebook.com/teambotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. Also, check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com. And don't forget to rate, subscribe, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.